So the match begins. As we start the first turn, we see player 1 use Maguu Kenki's Cryo Elemental skill. It's now player 2's turn and they use Maguu Kenki's Cryo Elemental skill. Now player 1 decides to use Maguu Kenki's Anemo Elemental skill, triggering a swirl and applying Cryo to player 2's other characters. It's player 2's turn again and they use Maguu Kenki's Anemo Elemental skill, triggering a swirl and applying Cryo to player 1's other characters. So yeah, Kenki is one of the most busted cards in Genshin Impact that everyone and their mother Archon is running it. So let's just get straight to the deck. So this is the Kenki deck I'm running because I wanted to run more of summons and along with the Oceanid, which is why you see a Kenki Oceanid Mona. Usually you could also do a Kenki Geo Lawa Churl and Noel, or maybe even replace Oceanid with Jean. That's just how versatile and how busted Kenki is. And no further ado, I'll just be showing you the rest of the deck. So we're gonna focus on making summons. As you can see, we want to be able to sort through our dice, the usual Paimons and Libens and whatnots, the usual extra die. And we have the Favonius library, which I believe is just better than Jade Chamber. Someone has done the math. So you might as well just run Favonius library just to fix your dice properly. And other thing is that the Favonius library can help you hit more cryo dice, just in case you want to use Kenki's Frosty Assault. Then we have the usual stuff, Chang the Ninth to draw some cards, the Iron Tongue Tian to just add more energy so that we can have the Kenki Burst and the Oceanid Burst. So far, you see the normal stuff with summons, having Quick Knit, Lotus Flower Crisp for helping us stay alive, and actually one copy of Streaming Surge from Rhodeia, just to keep your summons alive. Anyways, before we go any further into the deck, I'll just be flashing the cost of the deck. You could just check it out right on your screen. Feel free to pause the video if you want to take a look. And let's go back. Okay, so the idea for Kenki, why Kenki is busted, is because he can do multiple things. He can actually apply Anemo and Cryo. He's actually 2 elements in one card. Which is why you could see from the intro, what we always do is we just want to keep swirling. And this deck wants to take advantage of us swirling Hydro. So when the time comes, you get this opportunity to freeze your opponents using Kenki's special summon. And I think what's also insane about Kenki is that he does not only deal damage and make a summon, he also applies an element on the skill. Which is why you could just use Anemo and or Cryo on demand. Which is pretty busted in so many cases. And that even without Mona or Oceanid, Kenki alone could just probably shred. As you could see in just a lot of use cases, man. It's really annoying. But with Mona, specifically Mona, we run Mona because of her specific talent, which allows us to fast swap. So right after you say, let's place the reflection mirror, you've included a Hydro application that you're now free to swirl or freeze your opponent on command. So you suddenly now also have command of the board, of the game state, so on and so forth. And I think that's just pretty much how you want to play this deck. Here, Oceanid's here just so that you could add more summons. Mona, even her skill is a summon, and then we just want to take advantage of either Kenki or Oceanid's burst whenever they come online. As we can see, there are ways to also beef that up. So yeah, let's head to the pros and cons of the deck. Starting off with the pros, the deck is competitive. It can actually tango with Kali Quicken, OTK decks, and even other Maguu Kenkis. Just pretty simply use your Maguu Kenki and make Oceanid summons, freeze your way through the game, and win. On to the second point is actually the same. It's very controlling of a deck. You just use Mona You just use the Oceanid to be able to apply as much Hydro to the entire team, and now you can control the board on command, as mentioned before, using Mona's talent to just take advantage of that, the fast swap, which is why you won't even need like Catherine or even those Noel cards. And finally, the deck's actually pretty simple to pilot. You just want to make summons, you want to spam the summons, your summons will also give you shields, you'll survive most of the turns, and then Kenki will just finish it out. As for the main con of the deck, this deck is actually locked behind level 7. So you would have to go through a 2-week grind because of the weeklies. You will be blocked until 2 weeks after if you want to make this deck, if you're starting out at level 1. Because Kenki is only unlocked at level 7. Second is the gameplay is actually slower, so I think this is a con for other people. Not really for me. I like playing control decks, especially in different games, so I'm okay with the game going to a grinding halt. But some other people don't like that. Maybe if you play this deck just purely for PvE, it's really grindy and long, and sometimes you feel like you're wasting your time. So that's just another thing to note that. Then finally, I think other Kenki variations of this deck are better. Like I said earlier, you could just swap Oceanid with Jean, be more controlling of the board. You could also swap both of them and go with the Geo Kenki version, and that's still also great because Kenki is just a great card. You could even pair Ganyu Official along with it. It's just, you just really want to utilize Kenki being both Anemo and Cryo, and as 2 elements. As a final mention, I think you should make and try this deck out as soon as possible because I heard as coming in 3.4, Kenki will be about to get hit by nerfs, and the nerfs will actually hit him hard. So you might as well best take care of that. Although even still, I think Kenki will be a good card, and the summons deck will be more relevant once the nerfs have been applied. But beyond that, I can't really think of any more situations. So that's about it. Alright. If you really like the video, leave a like. If you like CCG content, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment down below just what you think about this deck. Do you think Kenki is also OP? Because I recently think he's OP. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. Alright. See ya!